And we're setting up the meeting for YouTube Live with Mysteries of the First Emperor. And oh my goodness, it looks like we're live.
How is this possible?
All right, excellent. All right.
There we go. I think we're live.
There we go. Yep.
Yes.
I got mine.
I think we are.
Right
I
on.
think we are. Okay. Excellent. We're back.
Okay, put that on the charger so I don't lose it.
So we're playing Hollow Earth Expeditions officially. Is that what we're playing?
That is what we are playing.
More or less.
More or less.
Okay, good.
All right.
With Jim, the FNG.
Running. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot I did that.
Can we call you that anymore? I don't think you can be the FNG.
Yeah, I don't think I can do. It's been too long.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna play Hex. We're gonna have some fun with it. I intentionally did not give you guys this prompt until now. One style point, if you can tell me by the time we get to it what your puzzle was that got you to this particular store in Reston, and it has to be specifically for your character. Only your character would have been able to solve this riddle or this puzzle kind of thing.
Well, and that was in our job application or the initial.
So yeah, that's how you guys know to be at this particular place. Is you guys got a cryptic message that only you would be able to understand and decipher, or your expertise would allow.
Interesting.
All right. So for our precursor, I'm going to move this in front of me.
And do we start with the usual 3 style too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll get 1 bonus one if you can have a story ready for me by the time I get to it. All right. So it is March 1942. China has recently signed the Declaration of the United Nations, agreeing that they will join the U.S., Soviets, United Kingdom, and 22 other nations that will not make separate peace with Axis powers. Japan's offensive is growing in the south, capturing Singapore, and has launched an offensive into Burma. In Moscow, Operation Typhoon has ended, and its initiators are the ones who are left decimated. The futile effort of the Germans to take Soviet Moscow has ended in failure. Your team, or you, have been recruited by way of cryptic telegram from an unknown benefactor. There is no telling how many people were recruited, as this telegram was specifically designed to pique each of your individual curiosities of the Eastern world. You are able to decipher that you are being hired at an unbelievable pay rate to explore, under special academic authorizations, the Ming tombs of China. Intelligence suggests that the Nazis have also been able to gain similar access under the guise of Belgium scholars. It is believed that they are chasing a paranormal lead for the SS. Rumors of great power and unimaginable abilities to those who can unlock the secrets of the Ming tomb. Your handler, your handler meetup will be at a grocery store in Reston, Virginia. The call and response will be, well, I've given you your call and response. And we will start by you guys individually arriving in Reston, Virginia. Again, 1942. We're headed for a grocery store, but does anybody have their story on how they got there? Or how they pieced together their message to get there?
Yes. In my message, I got a random list of the battles of the Boxer Rebellion in China. And I realized that they were out of order. So when I placed them in chronological order, it spelled out the message.
Nice.
Nice.
That is one style point, sir.
Nice. Yeah, good movie. I only half remember the movie, but I know it was good. That's all I remember. I had fun watching it. Geez, what kind of a code would I receive? I suppose the obvious thing would be that it would be half in English and half in Chinese, in Mandarin, or perhaps parts in English, parts in Mandarin, parts in Cantonese, and basically,
That 3/2.
yeah,
Okay.
why not? 3/3. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that that would be what would make it specific. Um,
To
I
you.
don't know. I don't know what else. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
Ah,
And then Mr. Gleason.
I thought somebody was putting me on at first when I got this freaking telegram, this letter, because it was, half in like lorem ipsum and hieroglyphs and all this stuff. I thought it was some student that was just absolutely putting me on. I started looking at this thing, and next thing I know, it's not all lorem ipsum. There's actual real words in there. And then, I'm looking at some of the hieroglyphs, and well, that's not a hieroglyphic. It's a picture of something modern. And I start to put everything together. And next thing you know, it's got like an address and a grocery store, and even what I think what I'm supposed to say. I think that would be the right thing to say. Although I got goat cheese. I'm not, I'm not sure about that, but I think I've translated it right.
Right on. One style point, sir. I like it. I love it. All right. So do you guys want to start from your individual hotel rooms, or do you just want to start? You guys say how you enter the store, how we get to that point. I'll let you guys do that individually.
Well, Stephen works for the government, right? So he would probably not be too long of a drive to Reston, which is right by DC.
Mhm.
So it's probably a short drive, and I would circle the area first, right? Circle the block, take a look at cars, and if there's any strange looking people out of place. And find a parking spot and just go in. It's like
Okay. So yeah, you go in. And it's a run-of-the-mill grocery store for a smaller town that's near bigger cities. It's you've got groceries off to one side, you've got a freezer section to another side, and all matter of dry goods in between. It's relatively relatively busy, not packed, but all three registers are open, and all three registers are being used.
so I'll look, I suppose, for any noodles or authentic Chinese import food, right? To buy and just pick up a pack.
Okay.
And
So yeah, Stephen heads off to that aisle and is perusing. Who wants to go next? Who wants to enter the grocery store next?
Well, I don't think I'm going to enter the grocery store, but Greyhound pulls up just about near there, and I kind of stumble off. Got a suitcase with me. As soon as I get off the bus, I'm lighting up a Chesterfield, and the bus for way, way too long. And looking at that, I think that's the grocery store I'm supposed to go to. But it's been a long freaking ride from Connecticut all the way down here. From Wesleyan University. So So probably shouldn't be smoking these damn things anyway, man. What difference does it make now? And so I just, just remember at the last minute as I'm walking the grocery store to kind of stub out a cigarette on the side of the building and, throw it on the ground and just walk in, just looking around, Gleason's about 65 years old, not in the best of health. Taking care of himself, but got some kind of disease that docs say won't live forever.
So with his advanced age, one of the clerks does notice him and waves him over and asks if Mr. Gleason needs any help.
No, I'm good. I'm just looking for someone.
Oh, maybe I can direct you, sir.
I don't think you can. I think they're looking for me.
I see.
No, it's not. No, I was just supposed to meet somebody here, but I don't know exactly.
Okay, sir. Well, let us know if you need any assistance.
Oh, sure.
All right. So a cab pulls up and basically I step out of the cab, look at the little money in my pocket and pay him off. I'm coming straight from the airport, wearing like a beat up light colored suit, like the youngsters who wear in warm places. Because I've come straight from South America where I was doing my last job, and I dust off my fedora, put it on, and I have a rucksack, duffel bag, right, military style, old canvas bag over my shoulder, and I go in and start looking around as well.
Right. Yeah, you go around and it's again it's a run of the mill grocery store, but you do seem to be catching attention with your attire. It's not something they see too often in Reston, Virginia. A man in your kind of garb, and a man of your stature. So you are definitely catching attention, but nothing. Just a casual look, the side eye here and there, and
I'm actually going straight for wherever they have the beer.
Okay.
Haven't had a cold beer in a while.
All right. So you head back and they've got a decent selection for a small grocery store.
I'm seeing this oddly dressed gentleman and I'm following him.
So being a detective, I take note, right, of who's there, anybody looks out of place, and of course, I suppose Cole and the coughing older man would probably catch my eye as well, and so I.
Damn, sir! I look at Archie. Is that a pack of Camels? Can I bum one off for you?
Oh, Chesterfields, but yeah. I should buy some Camels over here. I haven't had it. I'd walk a mile for a camel. You don't like baseball, do you? There or
of course.
Yeah. Favorite team? Oh, wait a minute. That's
Yankees, of course.
Yeah, the Yankees. Nah. I'm kind of looking at him expectantly. Never mind.
Kind of narrow my eyes because I didn't get the call sign right, so I kind of narrow.
I don't remember my password. So,
are you wondering? Are you waiting for somebody to ask you about fashion, sir?
I am.
Me too.
Get the hell out. Well,
so I pay for the 6-pack and give one to Archie and open one of the bottles up for myself.
Okay.
I'll toss him a Chesterfield and, pull up the Zippo and smoke.
Yeah, of course.
Going back, got in the front. And what could look better than a couple of gentlemen sitting outside this grocery store, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer? At what time is it?
Inside.
Inside.
Doesn't matter.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's
1942.
1942. You
Yeah.
Right.
perfectly welcome to do that. Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning. It's yeah.
7 o'clock, drinking beer. Oh man.
Steven notices while you're kind of perusing, you see these two chumming it up and chit-chatting and all that, but you also notice a gentleman in a nice suit that for some reason you notice when he came in he didn't take his sunglasses off. He's got a full fedora, solid black though, or a full brimmed hat. Sorry, not a fedora, full brimmed hat. He's looking smooth, but conspicuous, but again, all black. Has black, and they're round lenses for his sunglasses. And you notice, you see him pick up a couple things, just put him back on the shelf. He doesn't really put anything in a basket. And the other thing you notice after he's been in the store a while, he hasn't taken off those sunglasses.
So I'll walk over towards where he's going and say, morning, you wouldn't happen to have this morning's paper on you, would you? Just says no. Okay.
So, which one of those two you think is a Fed?
Yeah, I'm wearing a gray suit with a hat as well, but I've
One's in
taken
a
the
gray
hat
suit,
off.
one's in a black suit, right? So,
Right, yeah.
They could
So it's
be
a
both
50-50
feds.
chance. Yeah.
They could both be feds, to be honest with you. You think it's the feds?
well, unless local detectives are looking for you.
No, I mean, you think it's the feds that want help?
Oh, could be. There's awful tricky messaging there.
Yeah, I mean, who else has that kind of dough except maybe the mob? Or some wealthy benefactor. Who knows?
So I walk over to these two on the table, and I don't remember any code words if you gave me one, so I'm just gonna say anybody have let's say morning, does anybody have a copy of this morning's newspaper by any chance?
No, I don't, as a matter of fact.
I think there was one of those machines outside. Put a nickel in and get the paper for it. Oh, so is the other guy paying attention to us?
Oh, absolutely. He's watching you like a hawk. It's noticeable. He's still being discreet, but he still has put nothing in his basket, and he seems to be, every time you guys look up, you see this guy.
Yeah.
So maybe we're the ones supposed to ask him about the zoo suit.
Yeah.
No. I'm pretty sure the way I read it, he asked us about the zoot suit.
I grab the paper and look at this guy, and I say, to these two gentlemen, I wonder what his preferred suit is.
Yeah, that's what we're wondering, if we're supposed to ask or if he's supposed to ask.
Yeah.
So as you guys are having this conversation, a large man, not small, not hefty, but built. Guy is thick. He comes in he looks like he just got back from a Hawaiian vacation, just shy of the sunscreen on his nose. He's got short shorts on. He's got a Hawaiian shirt that looks like some of the buttons are screaming a little bit. And he walks around, kind of looks around. He looks anxious. He looks like it's a nice day in Reston, and he looks like he's sweating. And he sees you three. And kind of looks you up and down. You gentlemen look like men of taste. What's your preferred zoot suit?
There you go. Well, you know, pinstripes are for Yankees, is all I know. Bronx Bombers.
D.
That's right.
It was the
That's
Yankees.
right.
It wasn't the
And
Mets.
here-
It was the Yankees. That's right.
You would think this would put him at ease, but it has the exact opposite effect.
Hmm.
He visibly tenses up, starts sweating a little bit more.
Are you okay, mister?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Need a beer?
Actually, yes. And he takes one of the beers before, like, just as he yanks it out of your hand, opens it up, and this was a time before twist, so he just yanks off the top, and he goes back to drink it, and you notice he has something underneath his shirt, something padded, something padded, maybe, I don't know, but it's a black kind of waist belt, and he is sweating profusely and just throws this beer back. Thank you.
What's the?
So
I look at the man with the sunglasses. See what he's doing. He's just paying attention to us.
You actually don't see him. Like, he's for the first time, he's not looking at you. He actually looks like he's walking towards the back of the store.
So what I'm gonna do is, like, you know, in a gregarious way, you know, Cole's about maybe somewhere between 6'2" and 6'3" and athletic, right? He's not like a linebacker or anything, but in a kind of gregarious way, I'm gonna, like, pat the guy on the chest, like, "Hey, what's wrong with you, man?" Well, obviously, I don't like what I saw, so I'm just patting him. Like, "What's wrong with you, man? Are you okay?"
Hey, hands to yourself. Let's keep this civil, sir.
Hey,
I don't know you. You don't know me.
You're looking, you're gonna have a heart attack here.
And what of it? And in that moment, you hear a raspy voice come on the loudspeaker in the store. It says, "Attention customers, I'd like to let you all know there is a special on goat cheese pizza in the back."
Well, it's been nice meeting you, gentlemen. I'm afraid I have things to do today, and I start moving away.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. I stand up as soon as I realize. Oh, go, Joe. Yeah.
This is not my favorite place to drink beer either. I'll make like a tree too.
Whoa. Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? What's the rush?
Late for work, man. Enjoy that beer. There's more in the back.
Yeah, I'll do that. And so what he does next is he lunges at Archie and grabs him in a headlock.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
What do you guys want to do?
does he get me in a headlock?
Oh, he got you. You're an old man. He got you on the jump. He got the jump on you.
Okay.
All right.
He looks at the both of you and he points almost like he has a weapon, but it clearly doesn't. And he says, "You two are staying right here if you know what's good for you."
I'm getting out of this damn headlock, I tell you that.
Okay. How you doing that?
Well, come on. I know what happens. Somebody gets you in a headlock, you turn your head in, you put your hand behind his elbow, you pull yourself out before they really get the sock down. You know, I know what I'm doing. I might have to be the smartest guy in the world, but I got the smarts.
This is a pretty swole guy, so let's have you make a check on that one.
Am I doing a brawl or am I doing something else on this?
I'm gonna say, because we're not in a direct, I mean, it's up to you, but I'm gonna say either athletics or brawl,
Let's see.
because I could see brawl, you know, even if it's not a brawl, like I could see it being effective here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say brawl.
Okay.
Was it? All right. And yeah, I really want to get out of this headlock, so I'm using a couple styles.
Okay. And this would be contested, so he's
Okay.
gonna try and hold on to you. And I think tie goes to the runner, right? Tie goes to the player. Tie goes to the player. So you're able to slip out. He's sweating enough. You're able to weasel out and get away. But yeah, it's none too pleasant. And at that moment, all the lights in the store go off. Now there's still some daylight creeping in over the top windows.
Right.
But it's not a lot.
But doesn't have. I take out the next beer, look at it sadly, and smash it on the guy's face if I can.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It works. Like, it smashes. He's caught off guard, and he falls down in a way. And you see now, because he kind of way he fell, you can see he's got explosives wrapped around his stomach.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Run out, run out. I go over and I open the front door.
I'm gonna try and help Archie because he looks like he needs help to get out of there.
Yeah. I'm grabbing my suitcase.
Or at least I grab your suitcase and I give you a shove.
Right.
Move it.
And I open
the floor. You can have the last beer.
I stand at the threshold of the open door, right, holding it open and saying, "Everybody out! Everybody out! There's a bomb."
So with that, so you said the word bomb, and everybody panics. Everybody drops their stuff and starts rushing for the door. And as the wave of people is kind of pushing you guys out, you feel somebody grab you. Each one of you feel somebody grab you. And you feel a texture come across your mouth, like a linen come across your mouth and your nose. And all of us, everything just goes black.
Nice. Chloroform.
The next thing you guys know, you are waking up. You have your clothes. You're waking up. It doesn't feel good. Or at least I don't imagine chloroform wake up time to feel good. Not the natural. Well, I don't think smelling salts is a great way to wake up either. But you guys kind of start to come to, and you realize you are not in Reston anymore. You are very much on a cargo plane.
Ooh.
You have none of the things. You have your clothes on you, but that is it.
Oh.
And you all kind of wake up looking at each other.
Oh, did I get married or something last night?
I think we got Reston.
Oh.
But I get Shanghai in them.
In Reston.
Yeah.
Last time I felt like this, I got married to my third wife. Oh. It was the day after.
Well, it could have been worse. We could have been blown up.
Oh, yeah.
Or you could have remarried one of the previous ones.
Oh, I would rather be blown up. Oh, as long as I didn't get married a fourth time.
Are we restrained in any way?
No, you guys aren't. You're you have a cabin around you. Like, it's not horribly spacious. Mid-sized prop plane probably has 2 props on it. Similar size to like a private jet. would now, like that it's but it is military kitted out, kind of. You see cargo nets, you see crates, you see all the, you see general like supply run type stuff all around you. You don't see any people. It's just you three that you can see.
I'm gonna figure out what the hell's going on here. I'm gonna head right for the cockpit.
I have everything. Well, I don't have any of my stuff. Like I'm patting around looking for a lighter. I'm looking for Chesterfield. So,
Yeah.
oh, this is serious.
Well, I gotta
So-
say that's
Okay,
That's-
Jose, how aggressively are you heading for the cockpit?
How?
Yes, yeah.
walking in
Are
there.
you
right?
just
I
kind
would-
of just moseying up?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I mean, you come up to the door. It's
Is
there.
is there like a porthole or something, or is it solid?
Solid, and it's metal.
Hmm.
It's a
Right.
steel wall.
I hit on it with my fist. Hey, what the hell's going on here?
Almost like it was responding to you. You drop. You guys, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a plane that drops altitude real quick.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel great. And balance is a thing that you lose. So it drops and then relevels, but it's enough to knock you back and kind of knock you down on your butt.
Hmm.
And you hear
Whoa.
over the loudspeaker, we're having some turbulence. So
What the hell
please sit down.
What the hell is going on here?
No response.
Well, I gotta say this is most unusual recruitment method. They clearly don't want us dead. They wouldn't have gone this much trouble. Either blow us up back there in that grocery store or put a bullet in the back of our heads while we were unconscious. So I guess we're along for the ride.
Apparently, a plane is much more expensive than 3 lives.
Right. So what's your name, big guy?
Thornton. They call me Cole.
I'm Roser, Stephen Roser. How about you, old timer? You okay?
Don't call me old timer. Just call me Archie Gleason, Professor Gleason. Well, not too many people call me Professor or Dr. Gleason, but yeah,
Hey,
I'm an
Doc,
archaeologist. What do you
wait.
think they got? What can you do? What do they got you here for?
I work for the government, actually.
Let me
Isn't that an
guess.
oxymoron?
Well, they all say that until things go wrong, and then they're kind of glad we're around. But I gotta say, this is real peculiar. How about you, big guy?
I don't know. Look, I think he works for the DMV, Doc. No, me? I'm not much. Wander around. Usually, I work as a wilderness guy mostly.
Really?
Mhm.
Well,
Well, that could be useful.
Central South America, and I have some experience in Asia. I'm guessing that's why they called me. But
Probably.
what kind of doctor are you?
Archaeologist, a little geology, but I'm an archaeologist.
You have any more of those Chestertons? I know
Looks
I
like
owe
they
you one
looks.
already.
Yeah, it looks like they took them from me. That's the most heartless thing I've ever heard of.
Now that's just me. Hey, give him back his cigarette, you bastards.
Plane drops. And relevels.
Quit pissing them off.
yeah, me. What's the big deal? Smoking a cigarette on an airplane.
I tell you, he thinks he can get me off my rhythm. I flew in planes on the service. This is nothing.
You can
It actually
smoke on
looks comfortable
planes.
to me.
Nothing wrong with smoking on planes. I had this friend Fritz. He used to smoke on the plane all the time.
Right?
So,
All right. So while you guys are sitting there, you hear, you've all been on a plane before, correct?
mhm.
Okay. You hear the unmistakable sound of depressurization of a toilet, of an airplane toilet. And off to the side of the cockpit, you see a door open and a gentleman in all black with a full black rimmed hat who doesn't have sunglasses on, but looks very similar to the gentleman you saw earlier. He walks out. Says, "Hello, gentlemen.
Hello back.
I'm sure you're all wondering why you're collected here.
Thought
Just
it crossed my mind.
I've asked 3 times what the hell's going on here.
Well, one thing you'll learn to work with our agency is you need patience. We will answer questions when we think questions need to be answered."
I don't remember having a work contract yet.
Oh, you showed up, good sir. And by that alone, you entered this contract. And then if you would choose to no longer honor that contract, we do have a nice drop-off point. And he points towards the door. He says, just outside that wall there is the Pacific Ocean. I'm sure a man of your caliber has the ability to maybe catch an island.
The Pacific Ocean. How
Mm,
long have we been out?
oh, good man. We used quality stuff and then sedated you further before we put you on the plane. We didn't want to stir you. We wanted to have you fresh and ready when we land. You guys actually woke up a little sooner than I was expecting. Hence the reason for my entrance. And I don't appreciate the turbulence either. So if you would be so kind as to not be so bold in the future, I would appreciate it. So would my bowels. Now, why are you here? Well, you all have a certain expertise, a bit of skill or knowledge that we believe beneficial to us in China. We believe, as your message stated, that there's the possibility of some less than worldly power that may be available to us in ancient China. We also believe that there are other organizations who are also interested in that information. And as for those other organizations, Mr. Roser, I did pronounce that correct, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Roser, I am going to ask you to refrain from mentioning your place of employment henceforth. We've pulled some strings to make sure that you are not needed anytime soon, but we also need to make sure that it is known, or rather not known, that you are affiliated with any government organization, as this is not affiliated with any government organization. Is that perfectly clear, gentlemen?
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but he works for the DMV. Don't worry about it.
Well, apparently not anymore.
Mr. Rose's place of employment has been handled by your benefactor. So do understand that the benefactor of this particular mission should be, has the ability to influence your employer.
Interesting to know.
The gentleman in the store that you also casually met did appear to be an agent of some sort and caught wind of our meeting.
He even had the code.
Yes. And we are in the process of working that out to see why. And it is possible that one of our invites fell into the wrong hands. Or at least the information fell into the wrong hands.
Did that bomb go off?
Oh, absolutely not. That's what the lights were for. We were able to disarm him. And I want to thank you for warning the public, because that crowd and that mob allowed us to work a lot quicker. And Mr. Thornton, that beer bottle to the side of the head was also quite helpful, as that gentleman was quite large, and he would have been much more difficult to restrain from hitting his detonation had you not knocked him unconscious.
Good.
Yeah. You know, the only thing worse than you taking away his cigarettes is the fact that I get back to the mainland after 2 years, and I didn't even have a steak dinner before you put my ass on this plane. Don't tell me we're going straight to China.
No, we are absolutely going straight to China. But I can assure you, when we arrive, you all will have access to our warehouse of wares that will include various nicotine products that you so.
But I doubt it'll include a corn-fed ribeye. Not in China.
You like fish?
I'm from Nebraska. I eat some trout.
Oh, there's a lot of fish in China. It's pretty good. I like it. So yeah, can we get on to can we get to the meat of this?
Thanks.
The meat, sir?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, rub salt in there, you old bastard.
Didn't mean that, big fella. So tell me more about this artifacts. What is it we're really here to look for?
So your mission is to actually get further to the bottom of what we believe is either an extremely powerful weapon that we do not want to fall in the hands, that nobody wants to fall in the hands of the Nazis, or it is a veritable fountain of youth. We are not sure. It may be both. We have shaky intel, shaky in the sense that the source is accurate, that we're getting the information, but as to the exact translation, it is not it is breaking out to be one. It could be one, the other, or both.
Well, I'd love to see what kind of text you're looking at, but have you been maybe sniffing a little bit of that stuff you put over our faces?
Mr. Gleason, you are here, correct?
I am.
Did you want to be here, sir?
Absolutely.
Indeed. And how do you think you went about wanting to be here? We have control of many things, and there are many things in this world that you three have never even imagined. Your archaeological background will benefit you the most in understanding some of these things. You may find some very, very exciting finds. But I need you all to understand you may encounter things that do not make sense to the physical world as you know it.
You ever been married?
Can't say that I have, Mr. Gleason, and I certainly do not appreciate the institution of marriage as much as you do.
Yeah, listen, nothing that's going to scare me. Nothing that's going to scare me, son. I've seen it all.
That is wonderful to hear. This will be most beneficial when we land.
So the source of this information is a document of some sort? Archaeological document?
It is a combination of archaeological finds pieced together with documents that are kept under tight lock and key with the Chinese government, in tandem with our intel sources embedded in that have German connections.
Don't tell me you got those bastards to actually share information. Like, am I going to be able to look at those?
No. Unfortunately, that's not available for this particular set of missions.
So do we have any contacts on the ground? How are we going to go about procuring this item?
We have leads, and we have acquired some wonderful educational, or rather academic passports for all three of you. And you will meet with a representative from China, from their archaeological departments. That will be the first thing you do the following morning after we arrive, and after we get you guys stocked up with all of your gear, and maybe get what was it, Mr. Gleason, a ribeye that you're interested in?
Oh, Thornton wants a ribeye. I'll take the fish.
All right.
Just a pack of Chesterfields, maybe some Camels.
I'll have
My
a
Zippo bag.
if you have that.
Understand that the nature of this mission is it is rather dark out, and we are flying in as covertly as allowed by the Chinese government. We had to take zero risk that it was possible that any of your Chesterfields had any listening devices on them and all that. Understand that your clothes are back on your body purely because there were no foreign objects in the fabric or in any hidden compartments of them.
Tell me I have to
You have
smoke
hidden
Chinese
compartments
cigarettes again.
Archie? Damn.
No, I can't believe I got to smoke Chinese cigarettes again. Man, at least, God, hope they have some gin over at your warehouse.
We will provide with reason. You will, gentlemen, you will be very taken care of on this mission. Your benefactor is quite wealthy and is quite interested in these matters. So I ask you to not hesitate about comfort. So please do ask us if there is anything that you need, as we will do our best to make sure you can perform at the best of your abilities. Now, that may mean we ration some luxuries to make sure you are at your absolute peak performance, but rest assured, you will be comfortable as one can be while you're on the compound.
All right.
So yeah, you guys fly along. It's kind of quiet. He's pretty quiet, and asks if you guys have any further questions.
Nothing right now.
We're to visit the Ming tombs, if I understand correctly.
That is correct. You will be. That is where our lead believes that this power, that the evidence of this power will be located.
I see. But we have no other further description of this item that we might be looking. Is that our mission, just to identify what it is and then procure it, right?
Yes, it'll be to identify what the object is, where it is located, how to secure it, and hopefully not have to fight off too many Nazis on the way, or other people or other organizations.
Well, part of our mission is to deny it to the enemy, so yes.
Yes.
How
do you gentlemen all understand what that means?
You can elucidate me a little bit more if you
I
want.
would like some clarification. Are we expected to?
The protection of this intelligence, your identities, and anything related to this mission is of the utmost importance. If you do not find a way to make sure that this information, and I do mean make sure this information does not fall into the wrong hands, that problem will be taken care of for you. Do I need to further elaborate?
This is all real cloak and dagger stuff. I thought you were just looking for a digger.
Ah, but sir, you are a fine digger. Potentially one of the best we could find with your expertise.
Thanks, son. I'm sure these two can handle all the muscle.
If we manage to procure this information or secure this item, how do we contact you to arrange for?
You will be
exit
assigned.
from the.
You
from
will
the
be
custody?
assigned a handler. There will be somebody to go with
Okay.
you.
Okay.
He is a trusted agent, although he is based out of he's based out of Beijing. We're gonna hand wave the names because I don't know 1942 geography.
Right.
I apologize.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm not that comfortable with
But
2024 geography of China, so it's fine.
you will have a handler in when we arrive in Beijing. They will be along the way with you. They are a
Okay.
trusted agent. Do understand that, and understand his authority, but at the same time, understand your authority. If you believe him to be filtering information to the enemy of any type, you have authorization to do the same as he would do to you if he found out that information.
Fair enough.
It's starting to sound like one of my second wife's family reunions. Yeah, I think I read about this. What you're talking about? Anything at all? Anything I can study?
We'll have some materials on the ground for you, I believe. But if not, do understand that any information you're given is to be treated as the utmost truth and is the most the most accurate information available by not always the most wholesome of means.
I gotcha. And so, like literally while he was talking, I'm going to stretch across a few of the seats, grab my hat, put it over my eyes. Tell me when we're on the ground.
Mr. Gleason, yes. I do recommend that the rest of you get some rest. We have another few hours before we even get to the Chinese border and then start our descent. Don't worry, the pilot will alert you to when we begin our descent. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask. But again, I recommend you gentlemen get some rest.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
That's good.
If I'm doing the math right, you're going against the time change.
Yeah. Do we go
Yeah.
back or do we go forward?
Trying to so
Is Anthony ahead of us?
You'll go
ahead of
back.
us.
We're going back in time.
You'll go back far enough to be ahead of it. Yeah.
Right. You
Yeah,
cross
you'll
the
cross
date
international
line.
daylight.
Yeah.
So you will cross into tomorrow.
So does he stay here or does he leave?
He goes into the cockpit.
Okay. So when he goes, well, Mr. Thornton, you seem quite handy in a fight. Are you any good with weapons like knives, gloves?
It sounds like, yeah, that's what caught my attention. It sounds like we're gonna be having firefights with German soldiers.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to avoid direct confrontation, it seems, if we can procure this thing and leave, but we should be ready for anything. I don't think we're going to be able to carry any firearms into China, so.
I was in the service, but
Oh, well, that,
I didn't expect this.
yeah, you probably handle yourself then. I'm no good with knives or uh, other weapons, but I can handle myself in a fight.
While these two are prattling, I'm just going with my hat over my head. I'm just going over, going over the conversation and thinking to myself, I'm trying to figure out this, if I think this guy is really on the level. Does he really believe all this crap he's saying? Taking my empathetic knowledge of humans, trying to figure out, does this guy really believe this crap?
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I'm just thinking to myself, trying to figure out my overall impression of this guy as or.
I mean, you definitely get the feel that he definitely presents himself as believing everything he is saying.
And it kind of tells, because I mean, I've just dealt with enough university professors and administrators, and so sometimes people will give you a line and they don't believe it. Sometimes people, but they have to give you the line because that's their job. This guy believes it, So I'm taking my hat off my head. Really, You think this guy, I think this guy's crazy.
Well, I think he probably believes that crazy bastard over in Berlin believes this.
Oh yeah, well he's
Right.
cuckoo as far as I could tell.
But for some reason, the fact that the Berlin guy believes it has our side's panties in a bunch.
Well, I suppose denying him whatever it is that he wants is the bottom line, whether it actually works or not.
Well, sure. I mean, that makes sense. That's that's an all morale thing, I guess, is how all that stuff works, right? But
I don't think so. I think that either they have some sort of evidence that there may be something behind it, or the enemy convinced them somehow.
Listen, every culture has their artifacts, items of fantastic power, Hammer of Thor, Ark of the Covenant, this, whatever it is, all these stories.
Paul Bunyan's axe.
Paul Bunyan's axe. They're stories. I mean, sure, I'm jumping at the chance that the Ming tombs, come on. If you're an archaeologist with any interest in China, that's a it's a gimme. I can't believe they got these guys to agree, the Chinese diplomats to agree to this.
That's
fantastic.
That's precisely what worries me. I was stationed in China. It's probably why they hired me. I lived here a couple of years. We were observers, military observers. The fact, I know how they think about us. The fact that they would allow Uncle Sam to do this mission means they're scared of something.
Or maybe they just paid him a lot. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how all this stuff works. I know that like to actually go into a peasant's tomb was like a big deal. And we had to jump through all kinds of hoops, but come on. But there's nothing in there that's going to raise the dead or shoot a ray out of some idol's eyes or anything like that, or make me 12 years old again. That's all a bunch of hokey. And so I don't know what this guy's on about. I think he's been sniffing that chloroform or something a little bit too much. Maybe he's not talking to too many people.
Probably, it's more likely that his bosses have gone into the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, China, all that opium and stuff like that. Next thing you know,
Well,
you start imagining.
Again, whatever it is that they're looking for, as long as they got they're spending resources to dig around in China for this, and if we can deny whatever it is that they want to them, they'll be focused in here, and they'll pay less attention to what's going on over there in Europe.
Yeah, whatever happens over there is great. You know, all this is fine. I'm just even the whole magical thing. Okay, fine, yeah, that's great. You know, we're gonna this wonderful artifact of power, blah blah. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous is like we're gonna kill you if you say anything, or you should kill this guy if he says anything, and nobody trusts anybody. That's giving me the heebie-jeebies there a little bit. But what am I gonna do?
These are tough times, Professor. So you never know who's working for who.
And listen, the fact that you're some sort of Fed, and instead of having you hunt some of those bank robbers all over the Midwest, they're shipping you over here. That doesn't put me at ease either.
I know. I think at the end of the day, it's strategy. Again, resources are being diverted to China. If we can throw a monkey wrench into that, disrupt whatever it is that they're planning, keep them even more focused in here, I think it helps overall in the war effort. On the off chance that there's something actually of use, then we procure it and hand it over. It's as long as they don't get it, we're still coming out ahead. It's just three of us and this handler. Yes, there's planes. Yes, there's other things, but there's money being spent already in keeping an eye on the rest of the world. So, what's three guys on top of that, right? If with three guys like us, we can somehow hinder Germany's war effort. Sounds like a bargain to me.
As long as we still stay clear of the MP 1836 or whatever number the Germans are up to in their subguns.
Yeah, that'll be your job, big guy.
Yeah. Again, let's hope it doesn't
I'm a
come
guy.
to that. Yeah. Let's hope
You're
doesn't
big enough
come to
though. Glass bottle to the side of the head, that was pretty good.
We'll see.
I think the professor's right. Let's get some rest. And I also tilt my hat, put it in front of my head, and lean back.
So in all your studies, Professor, you heard of any kind of that sort of weapon that the ancient Chinese had?
No.
Fountain of Youth?
Few stories here and there, but nothing neat, nothing that stands out. Nothing that's gonna turn the tides of civilization. What do they have in there? A dragon?
You know what? I kind of leaned back and I said, forget about not getting the steak. Forget about not having our cigarettes. We had to be on the flight with the ugliest flight attendant ever. Kind of glanced at him.
He's no Rita Hayworth. I'll give him
There's
that.
a style point for that. There's a style point for that one.
Yeah, that's definitely worth it. No Rita Hayworth, that's for sure.
That was beautiful. Okay, so you guys drift off, and you're getting your rest and all that. And again, kind of startled. You're not expecting them, right? You feel in your dream, you feel your gut kind of start going up into your throat. And as you guys come to, you realize that you're in what we call a combat landing situation, where you are going straight down, or almost straight down, and you're seeing little things, a couple clips, couple latches starting to float in the air. Luckily, all of you had secured yourselves, so you're not leaving the webbing that you're on, but you're also not exactly firmly attached to it as gravity would normally dictate.
Yeah, it looks like we're almost there. I'll put my hand back on my head.
And as you guys come
What
down,
the
you'll
hell?
come down, and all of a sudden, everything goes back down to where it should, and then beyond, because you have now halted your altitude and you are coming down quick for a landing. You can feel the propellers kind of start start not working the same as they were. Because I'm trying to think how props go in reverse. Sorry. You're coming down hard. You guys land, you feel, you jam like it. So just as you think your stomach's going to come out your rear end, you hit the ground, jam, jostles you all around. And almost as quickly as you guys dropped, you guys come to a complete and full stop. All gravity moving you towards the front of the plane, as it would, physics. And your host exits the pilot's cabin. Gentlemen, I trust you all rested well. It is currently 8 p.m. here in China, in Beijing, China. I will ask you to very quickly, when the ramp lowers, which will be very shortly, exit into the first hangar that you see, as we will be parked. Once we finish taxiing, we will park rear end towards the hangar that you gentlemen need to enter. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting you all, and helping you to what is hopefully not your final destination in our works. I will ask you, though, as I am informed I need to brief you on, the organizations that you need to look out for. The Obvoir, which are the German equivalent to a secret government organization. The Central Department of Social Affairs, which is China's equivalent. Please be on high alert for either of these two. And a third one, the Office of Strategic Services. That is the secret efforts of the United States government that you might encounter in this operation. Understand that if you find a contact in any one of these organizations, you have been made, and you must abort your mission immediately. If you cannot silence or halt their progress towards the eventual goal. Is that clear?
Abort.
Oh, yes. And he hands you all he holds out his hand, and there are 3 tiny little pills. Well, 3 tiny little caps. They kind of look like they might fit over teeth. And he has them in an order where it's quite clear which belongs to who. In the order that you guys are sitting, it says, gentlemen, if you would please place these on your back molars. And I don't know how many movies you've seen, but these are cyanide capsules.
Mhm.
And if you are ever a threat of being captured and interrogated, you are to bite down on these as hard as you can. And I assure you, it will be painful for a little bit, but not for very long. And you will not be worried about the pain anymore after that.
Well,
And he kind of like pushes them at you a little more. Take them now, please.
yeah. So I'll grab mine and secure it where it goes.
Yeah, I'm grabbing mine. Let's hold on to it.
Yeah, I grabbed mine, I put it in a shirt pocket.
Mr. Thornton,
Yes.
I don't think you understood my instructions very clearly. And about this time, you guys are pulling up, and you guys are come to a stop, and you start hearing the gears turning for the hatch to open, the back hatch to open. And out walks from the pilot seat. Out walks a very large pair of men that don't seem to care about life other than their own. Like they have a very 10,000 mile stare kind of look to them. Like they've done some things to people, and they sleep fine at night about it. Mr. Thornton, if you would kindly follow my instructions.
You know, right, remember, I'm stubborn, right? So, listen, I'm gonna spit it out the moment your thugs aren't here to bully me.
I would not recommend that, as just because you cannot see our assets does not mean our assets cannot see you.
Just wanted to make sure I put it there.
Thank you, Mr. Thornton. I'm glad that you understand our arrangement. And just then the hatch is all the way down, and there is quite clearly a hangar in front of you.
So as we were about to go, I says, what do we call you?
I don't follow. Why would you call me anything?
Okay. Will we be meeting again? Or
If you're lucky, and to be fair, if I'm lucky, in this line of work, I don't count on ever seeing people twice.
well, take care of yourself, Mr. Hat. And I turn my back and
with the closest thing you've seen to a real smile, he kind of tips his cap, tips his hat.
Let's go, gentlemen. So I go out the ramp.
I'm following Roser.
This guy really doesn't know how to motivate the people he hires.
Yeah. I think he's trying to impress on us the vital importance of this. This is serious business. And stakes seem to be high enough.
Yeah, stakes are high enough. They don't even trust their own government.
Yes.
If you can't trust the government, who can you trust? Look right at Roser and smirk.
Oh my goodness. What's your guys' break time? Sorry. When do you need to bail?
Oh wow, it's already 11. I hadn't even noticed.
Yeah.
I can do 11:30 or
Can do for a while longer.
Okay. Let's do 11:30. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to 11:30. I got enough to get you there, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out. So you guys walk, it's a little misty, kind of, it's humid. It's not quite raining, not great, but it's definitely pitch black. Like it's dead of night. The only light you see is this hangar. You see a couple other hangars off to either side. Look like they're, nothing's going on inside them, but the one you're aimed at is, it's definitely illuminated, from within. I
All right.
assume you guys are not going to
Yeah,
try
yeah.
and
Go
bolt
in.
Yeah,
off,
this-
or
No, walking right to where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, look around, see if there's anybody else outside, but if not, just
yeah,
head
you don't
right
see.
in.
Thornton, with your experience, you catch a couple shadows at the top of the other hangars.
Mhm.
And you're pretty sure you know what those are. Those are your effectively your velvet rope, if you will.
Yeah.
And so you guys are heading into this hangar, and it looks like an old hangar, but as soon as you guys enter, it is quite the thing to see. The most modern and interior architecture that you've seen. It is a true facility of the highest dollar. And you can see in front of you, there is a room that is sectioned off, and it is a nice dining room. Off to the right, you see a corridor that is filled with crates, crate upon crate upon crate upon crate. That's kind of up against the main door of the wall, or the wall that shares the main door. And you see some, like, more towards the center right, you see some pathways between, like, what would be otherwise temporary walls, but they look like they're as sturdy as a concrete wall inside of a hangar. It's kind of baffling to see them so structurally sound, but it definitely looks like something that has been here for a while and is well established, but definitely has everything that Mr. Het promised. It does look like it's going to have all of the things that you gentlemen need.
Nice.
But there's a lack of people so far.
So I start looking around for what kind of gear they have left behind for us.
Okay.
Identification cards, any papers.
You don't see anything right now. You're mostly seeing hallways, walls, and then just stacks and stacks of supply crates, and of course that nice dining.
No vehicles. This is not like a garage area where we are.
None that you can see immediately.
Right. Right. So let's see what they got in these crates for us.
Okay, so you start looking through the crate, or looking at the crates.
Yeah.
So most of the ones that you can see are kind of sealed off. They're secured. But you do see stuff, ammunition. You see on the labels ammunition, clothing. You see food supplies, and not like cheap sea rats food supplies, like the real stuff, imported. You're pretty sure you saw a label that said caviar.
I'm grabbing some tin of smoked oysters. Looking, rummaging around, see if they got some Gordon's gin, maybe some cigarettes.
So none of these are something you can open and grab it yet, but you're just kind of looking at labels. And as you're doing that, another gentleman comes up, or you hear footsteps behind you.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Okay. Gentlemen, welcome to my humble abode. As you can see there, we are well supplied. And as the gentleman on the plane hopefully described to you, we have access to a lot of things that will make your life easier, at least while you're here with us, which unfortunately will only be one evening.
Hmm.
If you will please come with me over to the briefing room, and he gestures over to the dining room table.
Very well, I can go over, put my hat on top of it, and take a chair.
Yeah, I said too.
So he sits, so it's kind of a long table, and he sits at the opposite end of the table than you guys do. Gentlemen, so welcome to Beijing. Have any of you been here before?
I have.
You have, yes, Mr. Thornton. I'm glad to hear that. You will find that the culture is very different here from the United States. I expect that Mr. Thornton, between you and your handler, that you will obey customs and courtesies and keep these two informed of proper respects, as to not bring any suspicion to yourselves, as you are all academics from Baylor University.
I'm from Wesleyan, and I've been here before.
Well, I haven't been here before, but my mother is Chinese, so I'm familiar with the culture.
I think he meant to say that our cover is that we're from
Oh
Baylor
yeah, cloaking
University.
guy. You're a cloaking guy. That's great.
Yeah,
You don't have any
so
smokes
you're a
there, do you,
Texan.
son?
So you're a Texan now.
Well, how about that? I kick my feet up on the table. Just trying to play the part. You don't have any smokes there, do you, son? Been a long flight.
Mr. Gleason, we will take care of you. And he just knocks on the table, and from behind him, a door opens, and a gentleman comes out with a wide array of cigarettes from all over the world.
You know, I'm almost going to grab the Chesterfields. I look over at Thornton and I grab the Camels instead.
I'll look for a pack of cigarettes that are local from Beijing, right?
Okay.
Like something that my
Yep.
mother would have talked about, right? So
Okay. Yep. So you grab a pack of those.
yeah.
He offers to you, Mr. Thornton.
I'm good. I'll just bum him. I'll bum him off, Gleason.
Just like old times, huh?
And I guess matches, if you have matchbooks or something, I'll grab some of those.
Okay.
Best cigarettes are the ones you steal, the ones you bum off a friend, or the ones you share with a lady.
I ain't no lady, son.
We know.
All right. So anyhow, let's get down to business.
You are here for what is believed to be an artifact lost, or rather almost found, by the first emperor of China, or what was then Qin, a providence that took hold over the other regions when China first became an empire. This power, that we are not entirely sure on our translation, it claims to provide eternal life, something that the first emperor was very interested in, but it also claims to have great power. Now, that power, we're not sure if it is referring to the eternal life as offering power, or if it is a separate type of power altogether. What we do know is that the Germans believe that it is the latter more than the former, although they seem to be interested in both for their great leader.
So, I don't know if you've noticed, but the first emperor is no longer alive. So, the reported benefits of this
Indeed.
artifact may not be quite up, might quite up live up to expectation. But which artifact are we talking about?
But couldn't he be alive and have adopted a modern identity? I elbow Rosen.
Mr. Thornton, I'm glad to see that you have an open mind about these things, as things like this have been known to occur in our line of work. Now, we do not believe the first emperor to be alive to this day, but we have been wrong before. It's unfortunate when we're wrong. You don't want us to be wrong, I assure you.
Is there any indication as to what this item might be?
From our best translations, it is a scepter of sorts. It was something that could be held, that assisted with it assisted with walking.
Or decorated with dragons?
Yes, absolutely. And of the finest metals of the time. And at the top of this scepter is a pair of eyes that are encrusted in jewel, with various runes on the artifact.
And so you want us to find that, and you think you know where it is?
We need your expertise to find it, secure it, and return it to us, or well, rather bring it to us before any of the world powers may gain control of it. As I'm sure you gentlemen can imagine, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and this kind of power, if our understanding is correct, is indeed absolute.
And to be clear, our priority is to deny this to the other world powers. Is that correct?
Your priority is to return it to us, or is to bring it to us.
Okay.
Your priority 1B is to ensure it does not fall into the hands of any world power.
I didn't expect that I'd have to be thinking in military terms. What's this? You gentlemen seem to be in the intel business. Do we have any clue of what kind of forces the Germans have been able to get into China? Meaning, what kind of opposition we're likely to meet?
Our intelligence shows that they have a facility, staging ground here, under the guise of academics, and our understanding is they are disguising under a Belgium academy, university that is well established with the Chinese government, where we're related, or well, yes, they've had past dealings.
Do we know who is leading this German contingent?
One of their less storied generals is in charge of their outfit. If you can, if you're accepting to it, we'll get you that information before you leave on his exact name. We'll also get you the names of the leaders of the Chinese organizations that may get involved, or at least the contingency in this area, and then also for the Office of Strategic Services.
Mm.
But trust, you will not leave this compound without the utmost information that will assist you in your mission.
Excellent.
Now-
Well,
I was given to understand that there would be a guide coming along with us. That'd be yourself or somebody else.
Oh, no, I don't do field work anymore, my good man. And he raps on the table again, and out comes a taller gentleman, kind of scrawny, but built enough. Like he looks like he might be sneaky capable. He's about 6'2", and definitely of Chinese descent. Sorry. While you are with him, babes, this is Chen. Chen will be working with you. He is only to be referred to as Chen.
well, how can I refer to him as anything else if you only tell me that name?
Mr. Gleason, there is a reason we have you here for sure. Your wit and intellect are second to none.
Do you have our credentials available?
Absolutely. Raps on the table, and another gentleman comes out, and he has passports and identification for all of you. They're set up with your names, but with no your names, your faces, but no discernible no
The other
further.
information has changed. Yeah.
What's that?
The other information has changed, like dates of birth and
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
address.
nothing that would connect your name to you
Yeah.
specifically. We feel that your name's maintaining that has helped our agents in the past, and as long as we change a lot of the details around, there's no there have yet to be any loss of life for that nature. Mr. Gleason, you were a little bit tougher to take care of because of your advanced age. So please understand that we got our projection of you is not meant to be insulted in any way.
Great. I'm sure there'll be none taken.
These are funny guys.
In the meantime, is there anything I can look at or read to give me a better sense of what we're after here? I've asked over and over for this, and I can't help you unless you give me some information.
Mr. Gleason, I believe you were briefed on the plane.
I was briefed about nothing. I was given basic ideas, but nothing.
We will answer.
Now you're ready. Now you're ready to serve in the armed forces.
You will be answered the questions that we believe you need to answer when we believe you need the answers for them.
And so all of these international delegations are being allowed to dig at the site is what's going on?
They are being allowed to explore. There has been a recent discovery by the Chinese government that opens one of the tombs.
Oh.
It was not intentional from my understanding, although who knows with the Chinese government, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are understood. Our deal with the Chinese government is that we are there purely for archival interests. So your mission tomorrow will be to go with Mr. Chen to the main tomb. Sorry, I need to write something down. So he will accompany you to the tomb. You will enter and you will gain whatever information you are able to. As it stands right now, we have an agreement with the Chinese government that you will be alone to do your work, as to not interfere or bump. We don't want anybody to bump into anyone else, and there to be any kind of accident damage to any of their precious artifacts.
Can you provide us with photographic equipment? It might come in handy.
We can absolutely do that.
We'll take it. Maybe the Chinese won't allow it, but at least I don't think we lose anything by showing up with it. Might help.
Absolutely. And you will be fitted with the most advanced technology in this field. The Chinese government, the gentlemen or the men that will meet you there at the tomb to chaperone your visit, will be none aware of your ability to take photographs of inside the tomb. And on that note, he kind of opens his hands to what you see beyond you. As if you will go forward and to the left, you will see down that corridor a series of almost a grocery store of types, of all of our latest equipment, and I think you will find anything and everything you will need on this mission. So please do not hesitate. If you do not see a piece of equipment that you wish to see or that you wish to use, please do not hesitate to ask one of our assistants, and they will make sure that if it is indeed procurable, it is procured for you in the quickest of manners.
Will it be possible to study a map of the tombs and surrounding area before we go?
Absolutely. We will make sure and get that to you
Excellent.
before you head out tomorrow. Yes, Mr. Gleason.
Oh, it's okay. I just asked if there was anything I could read about 18 times. It's all right. Never
Mr.
mind.
Gleason, I think you will find the more you ask in that manner, the longer it will be for you to get what it is you request.
I think the longer that you and your benefit organization refuse to give me information, the longer it's going to take for me to get you what you want.
I think
And somebody else might get it instead. And that's not because I don't want to help you. That's because you're not giving me the tools I need to do the job you've hired me for. This is no different than working with a frickin' administration of a university. Do you want the results?
Mr. Gleason.
You gotta help me.
Mr. Gleason, they're government employees. What are you talking about?
Mr. Thornton.
Yes, sir.
No association with any government. Do you understand?
Of course.
Thank you. And he knocks on the table. And out come 5 gentlemen with carts of reading material, of books, of all sorts of different items in which you can read, and they all push it over to you and kind of surround your seat with this with these materials. Mr. Gleason, I believe you will find everything and anything you could want as far as information for our project in these archives. Now, the other option, instead of poring over these all night, is you wait till morning for your brief. Is there anything in particular you are looking for that might help you get to your solutions quicker?
Looking for any mentions of this particular artifact in history.
Of
I'm looking
course.
for any kind of um, any kind of surrounding history, same time. And you do a bit
Any
those
other
sort of
regions
things.
you would be interested in particularly?
You know, related artifacts, same time period. You know, maybe
Wonderful.
just an overall map, you know, overall story of this particular region, you know, just refresh my memory, all that kind of good stuff. And I grab like, you know, pen and I start writing a list. And
Perfect.
it's something about I hand it to Thornton. And it's a list of like brushes, hammers, you know, certain types of archaeological tools, canned oysters, Gordon's gin. And I'm writing a shopping list for Thornton because I am not, you know, accompanying them to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I start opening these books,
Right.
and I actually like, and 2 more packs of cigarettes, Zippo lighter, and I grab and I just light up another cigarette, and don't even look at our host anymore. I'm already starting to open up books.
All right. Well, as it does seem that Mr. Gleason is quite excited to get to his work, gentlemen, I will have Chen escort you over to your supply hall, and I will leave you for the evening.
I
Please feel
plan to do.
free to take any information or physical items that you would need and can carry on your person for this mission, as you will not you will have a vehicle to get there, but beyond that, we make no promises.
I plan to do a thorough investigation of everything I can with the time I've got.
Okay. And with that, he gets up and walks through the door that all of the attendants have been walking out of, and leaves you to your business.
Is there anybody else in the room with us at this point?
You do have Chen.
I got Chen. Okay.
Right. So
And he
it
ushers
is.
you. Yeah,
It is 11:30. So I think we.
So I was gonna say,
And
so you guys build your stocks, however you want them. Money is not a constraint. The only constraint is what you can carry.
and when I hand the list to Thornton finally, like after our host leaves and Chen's, when I hand the list to Thornton, Thornton might feel that there's something else in his hand besides this list. And if he were to look down, he'd see something that's supposed to be in my mouth. And I look at him and I say, you have to know when to be belligerent and when to just smile and misdirect.
Nice.
I'll give you a style point for it. For the long con.
Well, I always had to put it in my hand. I do have a high larceny score, so I just kind of rolled with it. Well,
Nice.
Thornton like attracting all the attention to himself. I'm like, all right, dude, you do you.
Well, Thornton was completely. Remember, this is the guy who volunteered to serve, right? And all of a sudden,
Right, of course, yeah.
Yeah, now it's being kind of thrust upon him.
yeah.
So I'll get you guys any information you do want to know about the region and all that.
And so, in terms of gear, any constraints? Are there weapons?
There are absolutely weapons.
All right.
There are pistols. There are the firearms that you'll find are concealable as well. Like
Okay.
there is gear, clothing, and all that will help you conceal just about anything you want to conceal. But again, it does weigh it does weigh something.
Right.
So you do need to be able to walk with it. And I would recommend being able to run with it, to be completely honest.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you know, I'm just like asking Thor to get me like basic archaeology gear, little stuff, nothing that's going to be, you know, not looking for pickaxes, you
Right.
know, that sort of stuff.
I'll get him.
Little,
I'll get him anything I recognize, and of course the cigarettes. I'll bring him. I'll make sure that I choose those packs that are like marketed to like sophisticated ladies. French cigarettes with a lot of menthol taste and
and then, you know, I mean, the next question, like, you know, I really, you know, as much time I've got, I really want to do as much investigation as I can, like in mechanical terms about, you know, what else can I find out about this artifact? What will jump out at me, you know?
No, I've actually been doing some research on the Qin dynasty, who is the first emperor of China, about 230 BC, I think. And he did actually, yeah, he united China. He is the
Right.
first one to unite the regions.
the real McCoy.
Yeah, he's
Right.
the real dude, and he was a kid too, when he first stepped into power. But yeah, I will get you that.
And I'd say because it's not so much like, you know, like, you know, clearly Gleason would know that stuff being,
Yes.
it's more like anything about this particular, you
Well,
know,
yeah, the extra
the
stuff.
artifact, you know, the artifact in question, like, and so like he's literally doing a thorough investigation, trying to find anything, you know, about that, or you know, so
Absolutely.
that,
And then the other thing that I'll leave you guys with, the last bit of it, is you definitely get the impression that this is not a world government organization as one would know it.
yeah, no, certainly I've got the impression.
This
yeah.
is an outside agency.
In and out of character, I have that
Caviar,
impression. Yeah. You know, hey, listen, you know, at this age, and with my health, I got one less hurrah on me. Just maybe I don't make it back, but you know,
I feel bummed that we didn't have a role, or we had one role. I feel
Well,
bummed a little bit, but well,
we'll
I
have
promise you,
time.
I promise you, there will be roles.
I'll time. Well, too, like if you've got our character sheets in front of us, you know, like how empathy. I mean, like you could have made it. I could have made an empathy roll, but if you're looking at my empathy and say, well, he's got a 6, and you know, that's and it's 3 or less, then you could say, okay, well,
Yeah,
you know, you're able to
yeah,
tell
and
us.
there was some hand waving stuff that I was like, yeah, you got it covered, kind of thing. I thought the only one that would be interesting was if that arm slip had failed, that would have made things a little interesting. So I figured that.
Well, that
That
worked
would
out
be
great because, like he's got the brawl based on his intelligence, you know, and so it's more like, okay, like, you know, he knows how to get a headlock before it gets really knocked down
Right.
on him. So it's not that he's that strong; it's that, like, you know, he knows what you're supposed to do. So that seemed to work. That was satisfying to have that happen that way. Old timer.
It worked out
man,
for the old man.
This is what I'm looking for. You know, this is what I have to look forward to in 9 years. Is the way you guys are treating me now. Jeez. Come on, old timer, pops. Yeah. Cool.
Oh my goodness.
That was awesome. And you're already happy, so
Yeah.
That's I mean, definitely a good setup for, you know, stuff happening. You know, once we're here now.
Yeah.
awesome.
There's gonna be some fun stuff happening.
Yeah.
I think.
But yeah, I tell you,
enjoy it. And I will say this too. I love that I can give you guys a room.
Yeah.
And you take it. I've been working with my siblings for so long, and it's like, oh god, I've got notes on how to like push you guys and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't need any of this. They will run with it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, gents.
Yeah,
it was
I
fun.
yeah, definitely. I can feel Gleason's like a growing frustration. Like, just freaking tell me what, you know. You want me to help? Yes, I'll help. So, and then we're supposed to just walk in there and just take pictures. You want me to find this thing or not? I'm a digger, for God's sakes. You know.
Oh yeah, we're all counting on you to find the thing. We're just pretending to take pictures.
Well, I mean, until he said the dig site, I was literally going to take out a piece of paper, draw the picture of China on the outside. It's like, it's somewhere in here. You want to give me some more information? I can pinpoint it to where it is right now. We're dealing with a country. He was getting that irritated with this guy. That
Good.
so that was great. That was great.
Good. That's where I was. I wanted him to be irritated.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Nice. All right.
Again.
Much fun. Y'all get rest.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Hope we'll see you when we see you next.
Hopefully Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes. Fingers crossed. I
Yeah.
don't have it.
Fingers. Oh, you know what? Next Thursday is no good for me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No.
Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday after that, I'll be okay.
Sweet.
Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
All
All
right.
right.
Good night,
Take care,
gents.
Take it
guys.
easy, guys. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.